At least 2 people have been arrested after a crowd of protesters stormed a City Hall budget meeting this morning.
And the world comes to Humber for International Students' Day. Humber News starts right now.
Hello, it's Thursday, February 10th, 2011. Welcome to Humber News, coming to you from the Broadcast Center here at the North Campus. I'm Emily English. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Steph Springer. Ahead on our show, we have all your news, sports, and entertainment highlights, as well as your 5-day weather forecast. But first, Emily has our top story.
A crowd of angry protesters stormed City Council's budget meeting this morning, shouting insults at councillors and banging drums. The group identified themselves as members of the Ontario Coalition Against Poverty.
Migrants, for their fault, for their creation of this economic crisis.
Hear, hear.
Standing on a table, a member of the organization made a speech criticizing planned cuts to homeless shelters and other public services. Some of the protesters tried to force their way into councillors' offices, but were arrested by police. The hostile crowd hurled insults at police, calling them pigs, Nazis, and rapists. The coalition's website says it provides direct action against individuals who would deny poor people what they are entitled to.
Councillor Doug Ford says city negotiators will work hard to eliminate city workers' jobs for life contract guarantees. The current contract ensures any employee would be given another job with the city if services are contracted out. The news comes 2 days after Mayor Rob Ford announced he is planning to privatize garbage collection in Toronto.
Victims of homophobic attacks in Toronto are looking to educate the teen demographic they say are mostly responsible for the rise in incidents. Over 100 members of the gay community met last night at the Church Street Community Centre to discuss solutions to the growing number of assaults. Participants claimed specifically of frequent slushy attacks, where members of the community are doused with slushies and called homophobic slurs. The meeting organizer says she thinks the kind of attack was popularized by the TV show Glee.
A young Markham woman is seeking legal help after being fired from a hair salon for wearing an Islamic headscarf. Mawish Ali gives manicures and facials at Trade Secrets. She says her boss told her to take off her hijab as the salon promotes hair, not scarves. The next day, Ali received an email telling her she was fired. The owners say her termination was based solely on performance. Ali had worked at the salon for 6 weeks. She is turning to the organization Human Rights Legal Support System for help.
Students coming from York Region could have a rough time getting to school next week. York Region transit drivers and mechanics may go on strike this coming Monday. Almost 30,000 riders could be affected if a new contract agreement is not reached by that time. Negotiations are not scheduled until Sunday.
It's International Students' Day at Lakeshore. The day began with a traditional Canadian breakfast, followed by vendors featuring cuisine from around the world. Humber News reporter Bridget Turong has more.
Outside of the HSF Student Center, a welcoming sign invites Lakeshore's international students to a comforting meal. Hungry participants lined up to receive a free ticket to several breakfast staples. Vice President of Lakeshore's Campus Life mingled with students to get their reception before the lunch event.
The idea was to, let's say, welcome international students with Canadian food, and then later on during the day we're going to have international foods.
There are over 2,700 international students at all Humber campuses. Approximately 1,900 students are from the North Campus, 900 from Lakeshore, and 2 students from the Orangeville campus. India, China, Korea, Vietnam, and Jamaica are the top 5 countries that international students come from. First-year business management student Dun May from Vietnam says he appreciates the event.
It's really cool. I meet a lot of people here. And my friends come and I can meet new friends.
Although International Day comes once a year, HSF's commitment to welcome international students into campus life will continue on through unique events like these. Bridget Trong, Humber News.
When we come back, we'll have more news from around the country and the world. Rob Sykes will have the sports news, and we'll have your weather forecast with Kayla Card-Forbes.
There's still an extreme cold weather alert for today, but will we have a warm weekend? I'll have more details when we take a look at our 5-day forecast after the break.